My name is Robert Krimmer. I'm professor of electronic governance at Tallinn University of Technology. I've been working on or in the field of using IT in the public sector for the past some 15 years in various functions, and I've always been interested in how the use of IT can actually change institutions and how it can provide new opportunities to both the ones that have to use the system, but also the ones that actually benefit from them. And as such, one particular topic that I want to talk about today is electronic democracy. Electronic democracy as an idea is, despite its most recent uptake, an idea that emerged very early on when there were public electronic networks available. And that really can be seen as one of the first in the right after the Second World War, when people like Buckminster Fuller, actually an architect, was thinking about how people can participate in decision making. And he was actually saying that democracy can only become true when every citizen would have a voting device in his or her home to be able to participate in all decision-making issues that are at stake. So really, it was about the idea that there is no need for representatives, the core element of our modern-day democracy anymore, but that the citizen would actually take over control over all issues. But of course, the one thing that immediately comes to mind is if the citizen actually want to do that, because I mean, the main idea about having a representative is actually to be able to delegate the need to make decisions. And this is one of the things that we can see in these days when we have an issue with a democratic deficit, that people are actually tired of decision making. And as such, it's a question whether or not this possibility of giving increased access to citizens is actually something that is for the good. So we can already identify three major scenarios that could come out of this enabling the citizen to participate. On the one hand side, we could have a very strong democracy, meaning that citizens are informed about decisions, they are informed about problems, they are informed about benefits of certain things at stake, but they would leave the decision still to the representative in parliament, but nevertheless would be able to feed back and forth with this delegate. We could think of a rather thin democracy, where actually all the decisions are taken by the politicians and only just people are informed about what the decisions are about, and that is pretty much similar to something that we're used to today. And it could also turn into something which would probably be the extreme, where we wouldn't have any representatives, the so-called quick democracy, where every day every citizen of a country would have to make a political decision. So we would actually have a referendum every single day. And as we all know, when we consider already 1 week of political campaigning a short time period, then making decisions every day cannot be really an informed decision about everything. So really there should be a balance between those things. So strong democracy might be actually our ideal in an IT world where this feedback is enabled. And actually this is one of the major things where IT could play a role in actually bridging this gap that is currently widening. On the one hand side, we have citizens that want to participate, but they are not being heard by the representatives. And on the other hand side, the representatives, the politicians, claiming that actually the citizens just don't know how to speak because they don't reach the politicians in the things that they actually would need help about. Like really the information from the crowd level so to speak, about all what we can see with the bottom-up movements in the internet. And bridging this gap could be where the potential for IT, for e-democracy lies, and we'll go more in detail with that in the coming sessions.